Hi, I want to talk to you. Yes, you. I want to let you know that you have an important role in countering radicalization. How, you ask? Well, what comes to your mind when you see or hear the word terrorism? I bet the first feeling you get is that of fear. But here is an interesting fact. The face of terrorism is quickly changing. Today's terrorists can be anyone. According to security analysts, young women and even children have become easy targets of radicalization by extremists. Plus, the traditional belief that radicalization only happens to those that are misinformed and poverty-stricken is taking a new twist. In fact, there have been a greater number of well-educated and well-fed middle-class individuals volunteering to join militia groups all over the world. So what drives a man, a woman, or even a child to become a religious extremist to the extent of volunteering as a suicide bomber? It begins with a promise. Tyrant demigods promise their followers clear-cut solutions to all problems. It goes something like this. If you follow these rules, and only these rules, here is how your life will change. We must fight the old corrupt order, and to overthrow the enemy, we have to use violent action. By throwing in a sense of victimhood and the promise of a new form of government, such ideas can easily brainwash anyone who feels detached and withdrawn from society. Extremists can take advantage of a country torn apart by corruption and misery to present answers to those seeking an alternative. The professional who works in the city starts to feel a strong desire for change and meaning. Combined with his need for freedom, he starts to drift towards extremist ideologies. The young university student who feels overwhelmed by life's struggles looks at these religious extremists as a voice of reason in between the chaos. The 9-year-old boy in school, bombarded with feelings of rebellion, starts to identify with extremist ideologies that are spread throughout society. This is how radicalization starts. It begins in the mind, and extremists intentionally set up traps in social places to trap those who are more susceptible to their ideas. Again, the terrorist steps in to demonstrate how others are to blame for all of life's misery, creating a toxic brew that poisons the mind of those who willingly imbibe. These easy answers to life's problems are not new, but how can we effectively counter this ideological form of radicalization? How can we protect those who are destitute for change, reason, and meaning in today's society? Well, the first step is to forget the idea that radicalization only happens to those that come from a particular tribe, religion, education, or economical background. Understand that anyone can be a victim of radicalization. Furthermore, Al-Shabaab does not restrict its recruitment to Muslim communities alone. Its targets go beyond borders, and so should our counter-radicalization efforts. Second is to realize that the extremist narrative for a better life in heaven is nothing more than a twisted perception of reality. The idea of using religious doctrines as a tool for winning minds should be fought with. If young people begin to unveil the mask of terror, they will realize that although these extremists promise a better life, they in fact deliver nothing more than misery, more deaths, and poverty. Third, teachers, parents, and clerics need to stop looking the other way and be vigilant in installing pluralist and moderate values in their children. Most importantly, Islamic religious figures have to stop glorifying the so-called martyrs. Muslims who kill innocent people in the name of Islam should be promised nothing but eternal damnation and not the twisted heavenly bliss. Fourth, let's develop a counter-narrative that will provide a resilience that extremists can't break through. We can do this by broadening the worldview of the youth through building platforms for interactions of communities from different ethnic, religious, and economical backgrounds. By giving young people the opportunity to be mentored, we can show them that as difficult as life might seem, they will always have someone that cares for them and guide them. That would give them an impenetrable mental resilience to radicalization. Let's develop resilience against extremist rhetoric by offering love, mentorship, and friendly interactions across ethnic and religious backgrounds. Because today's terrorist is actually yesterday's young man or woman looking for an identity, looking for an opportunity, looking for acceptance.